Miss Willow, you ready? You're going to be the producer? Chrissy Ann, you going to help? All right, girls, we are ready.
Hello, and welcome back to Women for Wealth. So, ladies, we need to talk. We've been talking about it, we've been preparing for it, but it is almost time for Christmas season. I know we just got done with Halloween, it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but there's Christmas everywhere. So, let's talk about Christmas and how much money is spent every year. So, the National Retail Federation is projecting that we will spend more than 1 trillion with a T, on holiday shopping. That is trillion with a T on holiday shopping. You know, in the middle of all this economic uncertainty, in the middle of all the things that are going on, I mean, stocks are going up and down and up and down. Bitcoin's going up and down and up and down. And I don't know. What are people thinking? Now it's time to huddle down. Now it's time to get tight with your finances. Now is when you really should be shoring up your emergency savings account. You know, if you've got 6 months, take it to 9 months. It is insane the number of layoffs that are happening right now. And, you know, those jobs aren't necessarily getting replaced. So it's not like those people are able to just go find another job easily. It's taken some people months and months to find another job. So, you know, pare back your Christmas this year, please. Please do not spend beyond your budget. You just can't afford to in this day and age. There's too much economic uncertainty. There's too much risk in the job market. There's too much just craziness in the world. So huddle down, tighten up, become frugal, and focus on every single penny that you spend. Do not waste a penny. You know, the economy feels tight, but people are spending like everything is just fine. And it baffles my mind. Companies are using your emotions right now. They're trying to get you to guilt buy. They're saying things like, you deserve this. And they're giving you pressure to show loved ones that you love them through material things. All the commercials are pointing at your emotional buttons and trying to push them. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. What you deserve is wealth. You deserve freedom. You deserve financial freedom. You deserve security. Leave a legacy for your family. Do not get caught up on Christmas buying. Material things are not love. You know, I think it's great to make holidays very special for your family and friends. I really do. I enjoy it. Decorate, but decorate with the holiday that you have up in your attic or in your storage, you know, wherever it is. You have probably, like me, ornaments that either you made as a child or your children made as kids. And you know, they're tattered, they don't look the best, but who cares? They're memories. They're things that you did with your children. You sat down at the table, you said, okay, kids, we're all going to make some ornaments for the Christmas tree. And you got the construction paper and the glue and the glitter and the craft material, and you made ornaments for your tree. And it's memories for your kids, it's memories for you, and it's a positive experience. Don't get hung up in the, oh my gosh, what is it this year? I don't know. There's some trendy Christmas decor thing every year, and I don't follow it. I don't follow the trends. I'd rather save my money, invest my money in assets, and focus on long-term wealth and financial security. So yeah, I don't go buy a bunch of crap. Let's be honest. Most of what we buy is crap. You know, you don't need all this decoration stuff. You can be festive and have fun, just making it fun for the kids. Make sugar cookies and decorate them together. You know, get some apple cider and some cinnamon sticks and make apple cider one night. Do different things like that with your kids. Make it special. Hopefully you can find the Peanuts Christmas special. I know last year I had trouble finding it. I'm not sure where I'll find it this year, but I'll start looking here shortly. But you know, make it a big deal. Make it a planned sit down thing for the whole family. Get together and watch the Peanuts Christmas special. Focus on the activities of Christmas, not the things of Christmas. You know, focus on the experiences, focus on the joy, focus on the gratitude, Be grateful for what you have. Don't long and covet for what you don't. Because let's face it, if you are constantly trying to keep up with the Joneses, you're never going to get there. You're just going to live a sad, miserable life. Don't do that. This is a short, precious, wonderful life that God's blessed you with. Focus on what makes you happy. Be grateful for what you have. I mean, let's face it. Even the poor in the U.S. have it better than most poor around the country. So even if you are struggling, you're probably struggling in a better spot than a lot of people in other countries. So be grateful that at least in the U.S. we do have support systems. No, I don't mean the federal government. No, I don't. I mean your local communities. I know SNAP was cut off for November. I know a lot of people are freaking out. We've already talked about this. I did a video. You've got food banks. States are stepping up with food bank donations. Churches, I've donated to churches for their food bank. And, if you've put yourself in a position where you've taken care of yourself and your family and you've got some extra, give it away. Donate it. Make your community better. And that is so satisfying. That is so much better than any materialistic gift I could get up under a Christmas tree. Honestly, just knowing that I helped someone that was struggling and I made a good impression for my children to be good stewards and good citizens, and also to be giving and gracious givers. Be glad givers. Give not because you expect anything back, but give because you're just called to give. You're called to help the less fortunate. If you're a Christian, if you're not a Christian, whatever religion you are, and let's face it, everybody is something. Everybody believes something. Even if you don't go to church every Sunday, even if you don't label yourself something, maybe you say you're more spiritual. But you have to, I believe, as a human being in this day and age, you have to believe in something that's bigger than humans. Because if you think humans are the be-all end-all, that is the most depressing thing I think I've ever heard. So anyway, I'm sorry I got on a little bit of a soapbox. So let's get back to the talking points for today. So one of the things I want you to do as you're focusing on your wealth during the Christmas holidays is to set a holiday budget before you step foot in a store. Know exactly what your budget is. And I would break it down by person. Sometimes I'd have $20 a person to spend. Sometimes I had $5 a person to spend. One year was very lucrative and I had $100 per person to spend. It just depends on what your personal budget is for that year. Know what your budget is. Do not go over it. If you go into a store, know how much you can spend. You've got a calculator. You've got a cell phone in your purse or in your pocket, more than likely. Take that cell phone out, get the calculator out, and as you're putting stuff in the buggy, add up the price. And what I would always do is for the change, I'd round the change up. And then by the end, I kind of had already taken the sales tax into account just from the round up with the change. And so I knew I wasn't going to exceed my personal budget. So do that. Take your calculator out. Take your cell phone out of your pocket, out of your purse, open your calculator app, and just as you put things in your buggy, add them up. That way, when you get to the checkout register, you know what your particular budget is. You know that you didn't go over it, and then you've got peace of mind. Number 2, match the gift according to your budget, not your emotions. How much you spend on someone has nothing to do with how much you love them. Just get that straight right now. Focus on what you can do for others. Focus on your actions. Can you go spend the day with somebody and help them, clean their house? Maybe there's an elderly person and they're struggling, but they want to decorate. Maybe you go help them decorate their house. There's a lot of different things you can do. Focus on activities, not on money. And keep your emotions out of your budget. Number 3, tell your family the truth. We are giving meaningful, not expensive gifts this year. So go ahead and prep your family. Tell them in advance. Let them know, hey, look, the economy's kind of crazy. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of risk right now. I don't even know if I'm going to have a job by Christmas. Unfortunately, a lot of layoffs are happening. I'm putting myself in the best spot I can to take care of myself and my family. And that means this year for Christmas, we're not going to spend a lot of money. I'm not doing expensive gifts. I'm doing thoughtful, meaningful gifts. You're going to get a lot of stuff that's going to be handmade, that's going to take time and, energy and effort and your talents. You're going to get experiences. I'm going to go do stuff with you. I'm going to spend time with you. One of the things that we're going to do is my dad loves model trains and always has. About an hour and a half down the road, there is a train company that does tourist trips, through the mountains, and it is beautiful. We've done it before with him. He had a great time. They're doing a Polar Express this year. So what I'll probably do is I'll get tickets for my dad and the grandkids and parents, and we'll all take a Polar Express train trip. Stuff like that is so much more important and meaningful. And then you've got the memories, and then you don't have to deal with the crap. You don't have to, wash it. You don't have to dust around it. You don't have to have the mental clutter of clutter crap all around your house, which a lot of times is what you get. Number 4, do not use buy now, pay later traps. Those are traps. Those will make you feel guilty and make you feel bad come January when you've got bills due. Just don't do it. Just do not do it. It's not a good thing. Buy things that you can afford. If you have to finance it or buy now, pay later, just don't buy it. It's not worth it. It's not worth your personal, financial, mental health. And number 5, let's focus on that financial piece. Because financial peace in January, February, March, that means more than just a 1-month splurge in December. Focus on your peace and your happiness and your journey and your family's legacy. Don't let buying crap for a lot of people get in the way. And let's face it, even the Secret Santa shopper stuff, if you go and you buy something nice and somebody else doesn't and you end up with a crappy present at the end of the night, it happens. So just don't participate. Just say, you know what? I really appreciate the offer and the invite, but I'm going to skip this year because we're focused more on keeping our finances down and focused on financial peace come January. And so we're not going to participate in gift swap activities this year. Pare down who you're buying for. Honestly, I've got my list. I went from about 30 people I bought for every Christmas. Now I'm down to myself, which I don't buy myself a present, but I have to budget for it because it's a combined account. My husband and my kids, my dad, and I'll probably get, some special cheap treat for the dogs, or I'll get recipe ingredients and I'll make some homemade organic dog treats. And that'll be fun. So yeah, look at your list. Pare it down. If you don't have to buy for somebody, don't buy for somebody. If you have somebody in your life that you want to buy something for, think about buying them an experience, something that you can do with them, that you can enjoy and you can have the memories of. Again, the holiday season in America has gone crazy. They're expecting $1 trillion spent this year. I just don't see it. Not with the layoffs, not with the economic uncertainty. I don't see it. Not with people struggling. So I'm not participating. I'm focusing on my wealth, and I hope you do too. You deserve wealth. You deserve peace. You deserve a holiday season that doesn't sabotage your goals, and you deserve to have a January where you don't have any guilt and regret. So until next time, I wish you health and wealth.